think smell worst?
Should have said anything. Good evening! Good evening, and welcome to Science and Sorcery, the show where I regret all of my choices, and where science communicators play tabletop role-playing games. My name is WtR, I'm your DM, and I'm joined by my lovely players, Alex Holt, Sam Langford, Rachel Williams, and Khalil Thurlaway. And we're back with our campaign, Witness to Ruin, for session 32, really getting up there in numbers. The parties still don't know what's going on, though, but they're getting somewhere. We've got a quest for revenge going on currently. But before we can get back to that, a couple of quick announcements. We are one follower off 500 on Twitch. So if you're watching this and you're not following yet, smash that like and subscribe button. I think we might have lost another follower.
You need to, yeah, you need to stop trying to act like you're down with the kids.
I am the youngest one here, Sam. I will.
Yeah, and you're failing at it badly.
Yeah,
I'm aware of this. Our second announcement: Valkyrie. Who doesn't love a Valkyrie? We love Valkyries because they have amazing dice and other products, and they're going to be at UK Games Expo on next weekend. So if you love dice and Valkyries like we do, go to valkyrierpg.co.uk, use code ScienceSorcery for 30% off. Or if you're at UK Games Expo, go and say hi to them. And you know who else you can see there in real life to prove that she has legs? Rachel Williams at UK Games Expo.
I'm going to be walking around with my legs and playing Paranoia with Naomi Thinks It. He was part of our Playing for Palestine, has been awesome on the channel and is part of Realms of Peril and Glory. So yeah, there are going to be a bunch of us playing some silly space clones. So I'm excited.
And you might get to find out how many legs Rachel has.
Legs are coming, folks.
It's greater than zero.
Towards you at a rapid speed. Do you know when and where it's going to be, or which day?
This Sunday. It's going to be Sunday afternoon. I don't remember the exact details. But
professional.
Absolutely fine. We'll post them on our socials later. Right. I believe that's... Oh, no, another announcement. On Friday, you can also see Rachel, but no legs, probably. But she'll have more legs than usual in the character she's playing, as Sam is leading our collaboration with the Crab Museum. We're doing a weird museum tour, and they're going to be playing crabs on bikes. Rachel's going to be there, as well as some fantastic other people, some of whom you've seen before on this channel, and some of whom you haven't. So if you like crabs, go and watch that.
You're doing so well. You're doing so well.
I don't think I've ever met someone who doesn't like crabs, but also I was flashing back to when we were in London at like midnight, and Rachel and I went into a chicken shop, and a very drunk man, while trying badly to flirt with us, told me that he saw a crab once. It was an experience. Anyways, things you can see in London. Those are our announcements.
Yeah.
Those are our announcements for tonight. We're doing fine. We're doing great.
It's mad how Dagmar's not the hungover one.
No, it's not, but it's just all over the place. I'm moving on Friday. I've not slept well in about a week. It's gonna be fine.
You don't need to justify it. You're just having a bad one. That's fine.
I'm present and managing, and M's at disadvantage for the entire session, which is gonna suck for them.
I have a ceremony placed on me. I'm fine.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes. The reason for that being, last session, our lovely teenagers set off into the mountains to find M's family's graves. On the way, they encountered some flying orcas, a portal to the Feywilds, a bunch of guard drakes, and a very friendly, hairy troll named Malik, who tends a large herd of goats. Malik informed the party that he had been looking after the graves of 3 Inkaina, who were killed some years ago. and recognizing this as the graves of their mother and siblings, requested Malik escort them to the location. Once there, we had possibly the most emotional session that's ever happened on Science and Sorcery, as M said their farewells to the 3 cats, which have provided them with a boon through their dexterity and some other things, which were in fact the ghosts of M's family. This also turned into a ceremony of coming of age, led by Nimbo, and the party settled down for the evening by the graves. Before, as we wake up the next morning, they will be heading back to Elmsford to go and get the revenge against Baron Xander Bellevue, who killed M's relatives. So, we find ourselves here in this little outcropping inside a cave with the 4 of you, a very hairy troll, and about 9 goats. As the sun rises, you see the 3 cairns sat on the platform. It is quiet and still.
I say good morning to each of the goats by name, and I'm sure that both Dagmar and me both remember all the names from last session. So we'll
2 of them.
remember. We'll just imagine those, yeah.
Patricia.
Insert
One of them
that
was
clip
Patricia.
of me.
Julie.
Julie was
I feel
one.
like Julie was one and Zia was another. I feel like there wasn't a Patricia because I would have remembered that. But
No,
we can say
yeah.
there is now.
Yeah, like let's just make that canon now. Patricia the goat.
Yeah, Patricia.
Morning, Patricia. Morning, Julie. Morning, Ange. Morning, Zay. Yeah, all the rest of them.
And Malak also
Max
bids
just doing squats.
Malak bids Muck good morning in Dwarvish and Nimbo good morning in Giant.
Are you doing goat yoga?
The goats are getting involved.
I'm lifting goats while I'm doing the squats. Squat lunges.
Malak looks very concerned, but he's like, as you lift the goat up, his hands go up underneath it in case you drop one. So you've got like a spotter, but to catch the goats.
I love that.
I think M's probably been up for a little bit already, and it's just kind of sat on the edge of the rock, looking out down the mountain.
Mountains stretch very far here.
Bertie is going to uncharacteristically attempt to converse with M in a serious way. So, how are you feeling this morning?
Oh, you were talking to me.
I am capable of many things.
Oh, I know that. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. You know, I'm okay. It's nice being here. Don't know, something about the mountain air really just clears my head.
When all this is over, do you think you would come back here?
No, I think that I'll maybe visit, but this isn't home anymore. This must be the highest altitude you've ever been.
Probably, I assume.
Yeah. You're from the hills, not the mountains.
Yeah.
How are you dealing with the breathing? It's a bit different up here.
I mean, I guess so. Like, I think, like, I assume that, like, there's, like, although Blurter can't do, like, Legolas stuff, there's, like, a little element of that. Just, like, it's just not quite as inconvenient as it would be if you're a human.
You're not high up enough yet that it would become an issue. The air is definitely thinner already, though. If you were at the peaks of one of the higher mountains, you'd be struggling.
And what about your head? That bald head in the cold.
Oh, right. Mm, don't know. I'm a winter Eladrin. Well, I'm in my winter mode, so
What does
Cold.
winter mode mean?
so there's not many Eladrin around. So basically, all my people can be kind of in a different season. Like I'm always in winter. It suits my vibe. Um, but like different people, and if I were to change, it could happen. I suppose I don't know why I would want to, but I could have I would appear differently in like spring or summer or autumn mode. Um, Like some people will have like their skin color changes. Like I would probably have hair in the other ones, I guess. Like honestly, I've just been in this so long I don't even remember what.
Oh, well, I get that kind of seasonal change as well. Like my fur gets a little thinner in the summer. Seems odd that you'd be bald at the cold time.
I mean, honestly, it's more like a stylistic thing than a adaptational thing.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I wouldn't lie and say I get it. I don't get it, but it's good to understand a little bit more about you.
I think the important thing to know about Eladrin is that we're all about the aesthetic.
Right. Okay. Every single one of you.
I mean, like honestly, I'm probably lesser than most because I'm like this all the time. Like some people just like change on their mood. Like my siblings, they sort of change around a bit more than I do.
But you've always had this goth vibe.
I mean, I think when I was like very small, I probably changed around a bit, but like since I was probably like 10 or so, I think I've been.
That's a long time for a phase.
Yeah, I am a phase.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe you. I'm gonna see if there's anything for breakfast before we head off.
I mean, I have a lot of alcohol if you want that, but maybe not.
Not for wandering down that. Like thinner air, alcohol goes to your head. I'm sure Malak would be fine, but perhaps not for us.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best.
There is a breakfast available. It is a collection of like fruits and preserved berries and goat's milk.
The way you described that made it sound like there was like a continental breakfast that we had to order. There is a breakfast available. Did you all make
There's
sure
a breakfast
to...
available. Malak brought supplies with him. He appears to be a vegetarian.
So, once we get down there, how are we going to do this? Are we just going to kick down the door, knock some heads together? Or are we going to take it a little bit more roundabout?
I mean, I was assuming we were going to kick down the doors of the warehouse, which we need to find then. Just because then, was that where he was storing his like captured people as well?
I think that's what was that were-eagle woman's name?
Clara.
Yeah, I think that's what Clara said.
So
that she had kind of managed to escape from a warehouse where she was being kept.
Yeah,
might be that we could rustle up some friends.
She
Yeah,
didn't know where that was though, right? So we can maybe see if she has some information. But
how do you escape from somewhere and like not know where it is?
well, I thought she
So-
escaped from a carriage.
She escaped while she was in transit between a warehouse-like place and unknown. The description she'd given you, or we'll say she gave you when you asked her about it, sounds like when she escaped, she was somewhere in the intersection of 3 of the city's districts. So somewhere in the intersection between Cold Sprawl, the poorer part of town, Gloomstair, where Em's grandmother lives, and the North Ward, which is the little artisanal district.
I mean, we could like go to perhaps is there like city records and just check who owns what?
There probably will be.
We do have some friends now. We could pop back into town and ask at the Fight Club.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say about that is A, they may not know, and B, that might potentially run the risk of people being tipped off about us.
Well, I think point A is same for there may not be anything in the records, so that's but if we do know the owl in whose name I cannot remember, I think we can trust them.
So maybe we do both. We do the official route and the underground route. Belt and braces.
Yeah, that's fair. We can do both. Muck, do you have any ideas?
I would probably say I would want to do the underground route. There's something that's really pulling me towards it. But yeah, let's go get the warehouse, get some allies, and get the ball rolling in terms of toppling a mare.
Just to throw it out there, what if we planted something there so it gave us authority as crest guard to like bust in?
On that note, I'm not in the crest guard anymore.
Oh, what happened?
I just don't want to do it, so I'm not doing it.
Is that allowed?
Did you have to like hand in a notice or something?
I think usually you probably have to hand in your badge, and we don't have guns, but hand in your badge and fill out a couple of different admin forms. But I just decided I don't want to. At the end of the day, if we're working for the Crest Guard, we're working for this supposed evil monarch, and I think we're being charged with doing things that are ethically wrong. And something about getting into that fight club the other night and Muck almost dying broke me a little. And I'm happy to still be here and work with you all, but I don't take orders from them anymore.
It does feel like the more we learn about our situation, the less it makes sense. And it's not like we started off with much information. So much of what we've experienced over the last couple of weeks, we weren't prepared for, we couldn't have imagined we would encounter. And, where are all the adults?
We don't even have a union.
No.
I think, okay, so on a personal basis, I have no objection to just not doing what authority tells me to do. But from a more practical level, do we want to hang on to the regalia as a tool of us doing our own thing?
I think that's fair and reasonable to keep hold of it if you think it could be used as leverage, but I have thrown mine down the drain.
Good to know.
Oh.
And to answer your question, Muck, rules are there to be broken. We can do what we like.
Yeah, I think you're right. We can decide the best course of action based on, what we know and what we found out rather than what we're told, which is probably a lie. And there are lots of lies going around, actually. I think lots of people have lied to us. And I don't think we've been compensated fairly for the spoils of our plans. I think they're scraping a bit off the top every time we bring in a bit of a bounty. I think we're being exploited in many ways.
Do we still wish to collect bounties is the other question I raise here.
It seems like there's kind of somewhat more pressing matters at hand than
I mean, not
Bounties
going
are
after them, but
robbery.
if we do something that we can get paid for, do we still just take the payment?
We know of an underground network now, and I would rather spend my money there.
I mean,
Also, I don't know if they're going to pay us for killing a mayor and his henchmen. We might be beyond the scope of school
Are you
time
thinking-
bounties these days.
Yeah, what we're on our way to do might cross a line in some people's eyes.
But WtR, I know you're thinking about the dragon we saw on the way up. And if that's what you want to collect, then we can try.
oh, no, I mean, no. I was just thinking about when we just kill monsters in the process of our like day-to-day adventuring. We may as well get extra money for it. But I was thinking more with the dragon. If we just, I mean, I don't think I can be bothered to harvest it because that fight seemed hard. But if we were to harvest some bones, or if there's any skin left, there's probably some cool stuff we can have made with it.
Oh.
What do the rest of the group think?
Yeah, or if the mayor is a collector of rarities, then maybe the odd dragon tooth or dragon scale might open the door.
True.
Then we can save our kicks for him.
Well, let's a couple of thoughts then. If people did want to try and take something from the dragon, and you wanted to try and get yourself in front of the mayor, would you want to do that as yourself, or would you want to pretend to be someone else? I know we could decide this closer to the time, but just so we've got an idea of who will you be, in case we get split up or anything at all.
I mean, I personally do not see. Like, is it public knowledge? I asked this to the. Is it public knowledge that the mayor's a collector of magical stuff?
Nope.
So, if we approached him as like ourselves / Crestguard, that would be a bit suspicious and weird. If we presented ourselves as a whole new set of bounty hunter identities to add to our list of identities. Or use the ghost hunter ones, I guess. That would be more plausible.
Yeah, we could be, specialist contractors offering a service.
Freelancers.
And then we freelance his face.
This lance don't come for free.
Yeah.
Mess with the free, get the lance.
I like that. That's good.
Payment is well overdue. So, with that, shall we gather our things and head down?
Let's get going.
Fuck yeah.
Malak leads you back to his original camp where you first met him and sets you off on your way, waving goodbye as you head back in the direction of Elmsford. You begin your trek first through the small ravine which you pass through, and then continue back in the direction of where the guard drakes were. But before you get there, could I ask someone to roll me a d6, please?
I'll go, I guess.
Go for it, Alex. Yep.
That's a 2.
2. You're heading back up, and you get slightly turned about for just a moment. Not enough to go off course, but you're walking on a different path briefly than you were on the way down. As you walk here, Nimbo, you spot this first with your ridiculously high passive perception. You notice a small trail leading off from the track you're currently on towards what looks like some kind of shrine.
A shrine, you say?
A shrine, I say.
Do I get any vibe as to what kind of alignment or dedication this shrine might be?
It's your big guy. It's Vias. There seems to be a shrine to Vias. About maybe 100 feet, like off course.
I involuntarily stop dead, and Muck probably walks into my back.
Yeah. What have you seen, boy?
I know we're busy and we've got stuff to do, but would it be okay if we just took a couple of minutes? I haven't been in the Temple of Vias since we got here, and I've been trying to connect with him, and I've been really struggling to get through. So I would just, it would mean a lot if I could just take a sec to try and connect, try and rebuild that connection.
Yeah.
Well, Nimbo, you literally saved my life, so yeah, go ahead.
I mean, even in practical terms, we don't want your magic powers conking out like in the middle of a battle. So let's stay in the good books.
Yeah, go get your man back.
So I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability to give me advantage on intelligence checks.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way up. It's not a full temple. It's a small shrine with beautiful stonework pillars that are engraved and etched in designs of local plant life. Stepping inside, you see about what you'd expect. A dish containing some coals that have burnt to embers, as well as a small altar and not a full statue of Vias, but like a bust that shows him with his antlers sort of towering over the altar itself. However, there is one thing out of place. The altar has drawn on it in charcoal a jagged lightning bolt-like structure that looks almost like a crack.
Or you could say a fissure.
Exactly.
Nimbo doesn't get angry very often, but this offends something deep inside him. I'm gonna take 2 sticks of incense out of my bag, light them on the coals, put them in the incense holders, and as the smoke fills the room, I'm gonna just get out like a rag, moisten it with some water, and just spend some time cleaning off the altar, not just of the fissure mark, but especially that, but also just, if there's any bits of dust or like, anything like that.
Apart from the clear evidence that someone related to the fissure has been here, it looks like this place there's not been a lot of people here recently.
Can I sense any magical interference or anything? Has this place been like defiled other than the symbol being drawn on it?
Make a religion check. With advantage?
Even with advantage, I rolled a 1 and a 4, which takes me to an 8.
Oh no!
Oh god.
God,
I mean,
this is a
feels
sign.
like it's been defiled.
By me.
The rag, you realize it's Mug's piss. It's Muck's piss rag. He's been cleaning with.
Why do I even have this?
How old is this thing? Like now, that's a long time.
Since the swamp.
just like
It's not a sex thing.
It's just like
It's
solid.
been like 2 weeks. It's crunchy. Upon realizing this, though, you very quickly find a clean rag and start wiping everything down. There's no lasting damage has been done.
Can I make a separate religion check to try to like
Absolutely.
calm myself down and do a quick meditation?
Absolutely. Make another religion check.
Come on, let's see if either of these is over a 10. 16 total.
16. You are currently in a temple to Vias. So communing with any of the gods has always been easier for you when you're in a place dedicated to them. And for the first time since the hag deal, you feel Via's presence close to you, the way that it's been for so long in your life. And something sort of snaps back into place.
Such a relief. And like going through Nimbo's head is just the thoughts of like, I know that, I need to make my own path and make my own decisions. But like I'm learning. I'm still learning about the world. The thoughts of our conversation this morning about how we've got an insane amount of responsibility placed on our shoulders, and the expectation is unreasonable, and kind of appealing for a combination of like patience, grace, and guidance on this whole. Yes, I know that the hag situation isn't ideal, but we have to make the best with what we have, and we didn't see another way out of that situation. So yeah, a little bit of like, hey man, cut me some slack, and a little bit of like, some advice would be handy. You're a god, I'm a teenager, but also sorry.
The first thing you feel is a sense like you have been forgiven. And then things get slightly odd. Your vision sort of tunnels, and the sounds of the mountains of your companions fade. You're sitting in the temple, and in front of you is not a bust, but Vias himself. Standing right behind him, little to the side, you see an Ankaina dressed in gleaming armor with piercing green eyes.
Sure.
Inclines his head towards you, looks down at his god, who speaks for the first time. You, rather than just getting a sense, you actually hear him. His lips don't move, but you do hear. I understand we've been asking a lot of you and your companions. We are not asking you to do as we say. We are asking you to decide. And whatever you decide, it will be right. we would not have chosen you. I do not know if that alleviates some of the pressure of being asked to make this decision.
Well, it is an interesting experience to have a god place faith in me. I appreciate it, if it's a little intimidating.
I'm sure. And if you or your companions decide to walk away, then that in and of itself will be the right choice. I hope you will understand that.
We'll see whether I understand it when whatever it is happens.
I'm afraid I cannot say what that will be.
And I'm sorry if this is too personal a question. I don't know if you can have a personal question for a god. What's your beef with Chaos?
Make a persuasion check.
Why can't I roll? Yeah, the dot is there. That's a 7, not a 10.
That is complicated. And perhaps a question best asked to my sister.
Do you know how I could contact her? Would it be weird if I meditated in her temple?
No, not at all.
Okay, I wanted to just check in and be respectful about it first.
You've always been very respectful, compared to some.
Well, sometimes having someone around who's very disrespectful can be handy.
I was not referring to any of your companions, but yes, I understand. Shoho sort of is trying really hard not to laugh right now, thinking about his own descendant.
So, Dagmar, do I know that M and Shoal are related?
Only if M told everyone, which I don't believe they
Okay,
did.
cool.
So no.
Yeah. I'll then address Shoal.
But you notice there is this is only the second Enkaina you've ever seen, so it could be they all look like this, but there is a resemblance.
So I'll turn to Shoal and say, and I am so terribly sorry if this is inappropriate, but you do you know my friend M? I mean, not that all Unkind know each other, but you just remind me of them a little bit.
I think
it's the eyes.
I believe Emerald has told you that we have been in communication.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Vyas speaks again. You should return to your companions. I would only, for advice, I would warn you that not everything you have been told is to be trusted.
Yeah, I've been learning that. But should I trust you?
That is up to you, I suppose. I have no reason to lie. Unlike some others you have encountered.
Yeah, I was getting a bit of a weird vibe off Muck's mum. And Muck's fiance's dad.
I'm glad I don't need to spell it out completely. You've been paying attention.
Well, yeah, since leaving the temple school, it's becoming more and more apparent that people who seem to have a lot of power and influence either don't seem to have got it honestly or don't seem to use it honestly. Which,
There are good people close to power, but they do not have it yet. Find them, and perhaps they will not end up like some of the others. And now, Nimbo, I do forgive you for the deal you made with those fey creatures.
Thank you.
But you have bargained your life, not the lives of others. And I may not forgive as easily. Should you hand someone over in your stead?
Yeah, I've been feeling pretty uncomfortable about that. That's
Think carefully.
loud and clear.
Good luck.
Thanks, I guess.
And
very uneasily, I come out of my reverie.
The only part that Muck and Blurta hear is thanks, I guess. After Nimbo appears to have been sat in complete and utter silence, staring straight ahead for about 5 minutes.
While that was happening, can I investigate the temple to see if, like, any of these marks or there's any clues as to exactly who this person was who was doing the defiling?
Was here, yeah. Go ahead and make an investigation check or a survival check.
Nat 20 for 23.
On an investigation?
So that's where all the good rolls are going.
Alex. Okay, 23 investigation. You find evidence of not just one person who's been here, but not inside the shrine itself, a little ways off. You find evidence of maybe 3 or 4 people who seem to have set up camp there. Based on the marks you find, appears 2 of them were probably of shorter stature, dwarves or halflings or similar, and 2 of them more akin to Yornim's height. They were probably here about 2 days ago, and then appeared to have attempted to find a way to get further up the face of the mountain before returning back down the trail.
Okay. So would we have passed them at some point?
You didn't.
No. I relay all this to the others anyway.
So, Dagmar, this shrine,
Yes.
there is also a proper temple to Vias
There
higher
is
up,
also a proper
right?
temple. It's the other
Okay.
way. Yeah.
Cool. So could these people have been trying to get up to the temple?
Probably
or knowing
not.
where all the planar seals are from that weird acid trip I had.
Yeah. So you still don't know entirely what the fissure was doing here. The other planar seal is actually probably, if you were heading there, you would probably go past the temple of Vias rather than past a shrine.
What I mean is, these
Yes.
people that Blurta has been finding evidence of,
Yes.
their route that they were taking,
Mhm.
would that take them towards
No.
the seal or the temple or neither?
Neither.
Cool.
So,
So where were they going, I guess?
They seem to have been trying to get to the peak of the mountain you're currently on.
maybe they're just adventurers. Maybe they just wanted to tick off a list.
Hopefully we're not being
Yeah,
followed.
creepy cultists need outdoor hobbies as well.
You spoke to your god?
Yeah. things are still complicated, but at least we're communicating. That's important in a relationship. Um, and I think it's becoming pretty clear that, like, I've felt for a while like I'm not super comfortable handing someone else over to the hags. It's kind of been eating away at me. But I've just been kind of ignoring it, and then Vias just kind of really drew it into focus. And he basically said that that's a big no-no. And he doesn't really set many rules, but he just said that he would find it hard to forgive me if I had bargained my life and given someone else's.
But
Even if they're a real piece of shit?
Yeah.
I mean,
Fuck him. We're not giving you up. You're not
Yeah,
just gonna die.
that's the other option, is that you are the one that's taken, or we find some way to break this deal, but that seems too complicated.
Well, or we kill the hags.
Or we kill the hags.
Or we kill the hags, but
killing the hags is an option.
Can
Does
I
everything
do
have to
that?
end in violence,
I
Yeah.
mean, I think it kind of did. Like, hags are... Like, they wanted to do someone harm. Like, that was their objective coming into this. And it would have either have been a fight, or a deal like this. Like,
I don't like it.
Can I do a history check to see if I know any stories of like adventurers defeating hags
Sure.
or
Yeah.
hag magic?
can I also ponder this at the same time to assist?
Absolutely. Either both roll once or one person roll twice.
I got a nat 20.
Amazing.
Everyone except Nimbo. Okay, so stories of hag encounters, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, so hags tend to be quite tricksy. But they're quite a common feature in stories of brave adventurers defeating a hag or a hag coven that's sort of plaguing a village or something like that. Absolutely defeatable. You know that the hags you encountered were sea hags specifically, which, let me see. Even in a coven, they're not amongst the most dangerous of the hags. The difficult part for them is that they are amphibious, so they could. Sam looked really shocked when I said that. I think it was just a reflection of your glasses, but you looked real wide-eyed for a moment.
Quite happy with the
difficult thing
idea
is-
of frog hags.
Frags.
That's frags. The difficult thing is that they can escape underwater. But as hags go, they're not as dangerous as some of the others you might have encountered instead. There are stories of people tricking hags in order to reverse or break deals that have been made. They're less common than stories of adventurers just defeating hags straight up.
Cool. All right. New strategy. We kill the hags. We've been thinking like landlubbers. We need to get amphibious with our battle strategies. Nets. I'm thinking nets. I'm thinking soul, like a toad.
That's good. But I was so just to clarify, is the suggestion there that they can teleport via water, or just that they can go underwater?
They can go underwater.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine. I'll buy a fishing rod.
Nets. People need to be thinking nets.
We'll get those nets that are really bad.
I have been developing a fishing mini game actually. So joking,
Oh my
Rachel.
god.
So, right. So, how many days do we have?
At this point, you've got 2 days left.
Okay.
Cool.
So, do we want to spend a day? Wait, how far was it to the hags?
So you can get from where you are now, it's about a day's travel to get back to town. And then you can probably get to where the hags are in about 4 hours.
Okay, so we can still do what we had planned today, lay the groundwork for the mayor operation, but then maybe a priority would be to sort out our hag business.
Yeah.
I could ask my grandma if there's any suggestions she'd have.
Seems like
Yeah.
Grandma is a retired adventurer, so yeah.
And
old people are wise.
She is very wise. And perhaps Clara could help.
Yeah.
Strength in numbers, right? And did we ever pay for that boat repair?
Nope.
Let's not pay for that boat repair. I think we have other people that could potentially take us on a boat again.
Yeah.
As long as we're all agreed.
Happy with that, definitely.
Are you okay, Nimbo, after your experience with Vias?
Yeah. Just got a lot to think about. Basically, the advice was, you do you, and also a little bit of judginess. So, not 100% sure what to make of that.
Or else.
So it was just it was just their Blurta talking to you then. So.
Yeah, I did meet Shovel. Cool to meet him in person.
I look around. Is Shohul here?
He's still sort of like the presence is like sort of twinging in the back, like the back of your eye almost, but he's not present.
He's keeping an eye on things.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry for the eyes. Do all Unkind have such nice green eyes?
No, that's it's very much a me and him thing.
Ah, sweet. It's a cool connection.
Yeah, it's an odd coincidence.
Is there anything we could... Okay, so... Sorry, to go back to the hags for a second.
I assume while you're having these conversations that you're walking down the mountain.
Yeah.
So, it strikes me there are two options here. Primary options. Because the hags are going to come for you. Presumably. Unless... And thus, we could just wait in somewhere, like, strategic, and then fuck them up.
Wait an indefinite amount of time for
that is less ideal, admittedly. But they don't seem like they would like hang around for their... Or we find some sort of means of negating their advantage in their home turf.
I've heard stories of priests who are a bit more powerful than I am, but who can control water and change the flow of it and freeze it and turn it into whirlpools and mist and things. So I think I'd need a little bit more power before I could do that myself. But we don't really have time for that.
I mean, I was thinking perhaps more along the mundane lines. Like, could we, for instance, just cover the side of our boats in spikes, or put in like tangling things in the water?
I think that would cost us a lot of money to change someone's boat. I think we might be overthinking it, and that we need to just face them head on.
Mm-hmm.
Or we get a second boat and fill it with explosives and like set that into it, and then I fire a fireball after it.
No, I
if we get a second boat, you can do that.
if we get a second boat and we find somewhere where we can acquire a large amount of explosives,
I mean, it
Yeah.
just has to
No.
be. I mean,
No, don't put that idea in her head. We don't have time for
you
that.
say that. I do have a lot of wine group from Casimir's dungeon.
Oh Lord,
Didn't
no.
we just think that is
Don't know
just
how flammable that is.
this is just that you've just got vinegar.
You're just
Glutinous
saying things
vinegar.
now. These aren't plans. You're just saying things.
I also have acid grenades.
You're just making things up.
Put your bag away. Put your bag away.
You're as Blurta is going through her bag, finding all of the things that she's collected so far, and the bag is getting pretty heavy, Blurta, with all the random stuff you've accumulated.
Well, some of it's in the box.
This is true. You hear in the distance the skittering noise that first alerted you to the guard drakes on the way over. And also then what sounds like if two Komodo dragons were having an argument. Two of them seem to be fighting over something.
So two of the drakes is what we're.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it just like animal noises, or is it a language?
No, it's animal noises.
I am.
And are they both Drakes, or is one a Kendrick? Sorry.
Disadvantage.
No, I think that should be inspiration. Honestly. I think we should try and get past them without causing a disturbance.
Yeah, if they're busy with each other, maybe we can just slip past.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You could try to get up onto the higher ledge that was about 30 feet above the drakes, again, if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that, no problem. I've got a claim speed.
Yeah. Well, with
can
the... You've got enough time now, you're far enough out, that you're all able to make it up.
Okay.
You begin to pick your way along the ledge, and eventually you spot them. Except the first time you walked past, there were 4, and now there only seem to be 3. 2 bluish gray and 1 sort of white silver in color. The 2 blue ones are ripping shreds out of a deer, which seems to have been killed relatively recently, occasionally snarling at each other, tussling, and then going back to eating. As you're walking...
I was saying, let's keep our eyes out for the 4th one.
As you're walking along Nimbo, you spot, at this angle, something you weren't able to see the first time you passed by. There appears to be a den of some kind dug into the ground, and you spot a large pile of something glittering.
I categorically do not tell Blurta.
Okay.
I'm really trying to think how Nimbo would react. I think Nimbo's rattled, and you know the party, him and his friends are in so much danger. I think Nimbo's just gonna, completely not gonna mention it, because, like, having just had a conversation with Vias about how people with a lot of wealth and power often end up corrupted by it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm already wealthy and powerful, it's fine.
As you get closer, though, Muck, with a 14 passive perception, you also spot the pile of golds and gemstones in this hollow.
So I'm thinking about the fact that I just died, but no, we've got 2 big diamonds. You don't need another one.
Mm-hmm.
And I am gonna try really hard not to die again. So I think it will be okay. And I'm not taking a risk that will get me killed.
Nope, that's fine.
How far away is this?
It is from where you are. If I'm assuming you're not standing right at the edge of the cliff, probably closer to the back. It would be about 40 feet over and 30 feet down. So not
How much am I going to regret not looking at it?
This is entirely up to you. The two characters with the highest passive perceptions have seen it. If Nimbo and Muck decide not to mention it, and Blurta will be none the wiser.
If only there was someone in the group who can invisibly teleport.
Well, now I might definitely not say anything just to irritate Blurta. Yeah, okay, that's the plan. Some light entertainment. Muck's not saying anything, but we'll mention it tonight before bed.
Right. In that case, you make your way across the ledge and down. Again, after you've passed, once you've passed far enough along the drakes.
I will ping detect magic.
What's the range on that?
Oh shit, it's only like 30 feet.
Would you creep closer to the edge to pick it?
I'm not a creeping guy.
No, you can get like relatively close without the drakes noticing you.
Okay,
Would you move over to get it within range?
I would do it, but not like I'd do it subtly.
Not noticeably.
Yeah, I'd kind of just like meander to the side of the path.
Yeah. There's some like pretty flowers and things, so it would be easy for Nimbo to sort of go and have a look at the plant life. As you ping detect magic.
Yeah, I rolled an 18 deception. 19.
Okay. There are several objects within the hollow that light up.
That does change things.
I'm
And
cursed, man.
hold on, I'm finding my thingy to tell you about them. There it is.
I will kind of slow down and hang back. I'll let Muck and Blurta pass me, and I'll kind of go side by side with them. Like, Em, don't look now, but you know there's that dead dragon.
Right. Yeah.
I think its horde is still here, and I know we're on the clock and we've got priorities. So I just thought I'd run it by you because you're the probably the most sensible one out of us. There's some magic objects in there of significant power. So we don't need the money, but do we want to check for anything that could help us achieve what we're trying to do? Help us take down the mayor, help us take down these hags, help us take down the fisher?
Where can you point to where we're looking?
Yeah, I checked to see that Muck and Blurta are still in conversation with each other. Like,
Yeah, up ahead, Muck's just like, the bird's like, what was it? I'm like, no, listen, I'll tell you later.
and I'm going to M just like,
Yeah.
Oh. So. We just got a ping on our map.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna move it over yet. Just,
No, that's fine. You four decide, or two, I guess, decide what you're gonna do first.
If we were to try and get it, how would we do it in a safe way that wouldn't put us at risk?
that's exactly why I'm coming to you first to run it past you. Because if we tell Blurta, she'll just, zip down there, and then something will go wrong. The drakes will turn around, and then we'll end up having to, kill some drakes or get killed by some drakes, and it'll all be just more hassle than we need.
Okay.
So,
I
don't know.
I can move very fast.
I could imbue you with some divine power to help you be sneakier, help you be more dexterous.
I think we could do that. I hold up my hand with a ring on it. I can use this.
Oh yeah. That makes you go really fast, right? Makes you fly? No.
Well, I can fly, but that's not the way I would use this. What I could do is an above table cast Expeditious Retreat, and also make use of my feline agility. So I could double my movement speed with feline agility, and then with Expeditious Retreat, dash. So 120 feet in a round.
Are you able to scan for magic?
Yeah, I can do that. I can detect magic.
Because, picking out the important things in a bit of a hurry.
Is detect magic concentration?
Don't think so. No, it is, yes.
Detect magic is
Yes.
Expeditious Retreat.
Expeditious Retreat
Is-
is as well, so you would need to maintain concentration on it, even though it's cast through an item.
Can Nimbo see anything from where we are in terms of
But
outlines of things? Or what's your thoughts?
I'm gonna say.
So
Nimbo,
what I
make
was
a
going to
perception check.
Okay. What I was going to suggest as well is that you could go down, detect magic, and then expeditious retreat back up. Because you're probably not going to be able to do it all in one turn.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do it that way.
Perception is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You can see, so you can sense there are probably about 4 items down there that are giving off transmutation magic vibes. You can see 2 things that you think are magical. One of them appears to be a silver figurine of some kind, and the other appears to be a box, a wooden, sort of small wooden crate.
Cool.
The other 2 you can't see from up here.
I relay all of this to
Yeah.
Okay, well, we should do this as quickly and as quietly as possible without WtR seeing.
You're damn right. So I'm going to cast Cat's Grace,
Okay.
ironically, or apropos. So you've got advantage on dex checks, and then I'm going to catch up with Muck and WtR and just kind of engage them in conversation and just as normal.
I would like Muck and Nimbo to both make deception checks, please, and WtR to make an insight check.
I mean, would that just be against my passive insight? Because
yeah, sure. What's your passive insight?
I mean, I say that so it's only 9 they have to beat.
Okay.
I got a 10.
Oh, I got 12. I got 12.
Yeah. WtR, everything seems fine. Are you casting detect magic at the top of the cliff?
How long does it last? Like 10 minutes? I might
10
as well
minutes,
and just
yeah.
get it going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, and then as you're trying to not have WtR notice, can you also make a stealth check, please? What's your passive perception, WtR?
12.
So I have advantage on this because of
You have
Cat's
advantage
Grace,
on this
and I
because
also
of
have
Cat's Grace.
my D4 for my ceremony. I'm gonna do a thing I've never done before and get down into like a stalking mode as a leopard. So I just get.
You do the little bum wiggle.
I do.
Yeah.
It's more for snow leopards. It's short, sharp, move forward and stop, and move forward and stop. The bum wiggle would be if I was pouncing, but I'm not quite in that mode. So with advantage. That is an 18.
Yep, I don't notice.
Flirta, you don't notice anything. M, you make your way down the cliff and over to the opening of the hollow. You see here the box and a silver raven figurine, both of which Nimbo had mentioned. Looking inside, you also see a massive pile of coins, gemstones, a small vial, a notebook, the skull of a horse-like creature, an hourglass filled with sparkling sand, and an empty bag.
An empty bag.
Is it a bag for life or for death?
Is the bag magic? Am I getting
The
a ping?
bag and the vial are both magic.
Okay. Is there anything in the bag? You said
Not
empty,
that you
but
can
is there
tell.
anything in it?
Not that you can see.
If I put my hand into it, what happens?
It goes down further than you were expecting.
Okay, grand.
As you're experimenting with this bag, you feel the ground rumble underneath you.
I hunker down, lower to the ground.
Make a stealth check.
$28.
Yep. Rumble passes.
I pick up the magical items
Yep.
and put them into the bag.
Yep, they all fit.
Okay, great.
The box is bigger than the bag, and it shouldn't, but it does.
There was a book.
There's a book, an hourglass, a skull of a horse-like creature, and a pile of golden gems.
Okay, can I just like open the book very quickly just to see if there's anything on the pages?
Yep, it appears to be a sketchbook. The creatures on it, at first glance, you are not entirely sure what's been drawn here.
Okay, I'm gonna take that.
You hear... Okay. No, go ahead.
Oh, and like being like a chronomancy,
Yeah.
I'm taking that hourglass.
Absolutely.
And was there anything else that I hear?
You feel the ground shake again and watch as just outside the hollow you're in, the fourth drake crawls out of the ground, shakes itself, and starts sniffing the air.
Hunker down again.
Make another stealth check.
Do I
It's
notice
right
this
next to
happening?
you. At this point, M's probably been gone for about 12-ish seconds. So let's say Nimbo and Mop make another deception check as you're trying to keep Blurta's attention. Would
Bearing in
Blurta be
mind-
getting suspicious yet?
Well, it was more that the earth shaking I was thinking I'd be suspicious of.
Oh, no, it's too far away.
Okay.
You're up on a rock face.
So it's not like rumbling that I can hear.
No, it's like
Okay.
it's right next to M, which is why
Okay,
M
that's fair
notices.
enough. Then never mind.
Nimbo
then.
and Muck?
13.
Muck?
9.
Beats
Beats it, beats it.
Blurta is still completely unaware. What did M get on their stealth?
22.
Meets it, beats it. The
Get out of there,
drake
Em.
swivels around and spots you, hunkered down amongst its dragon's horde.
Okay. Did I notice any of the gems in particular when we last looked at them?
Make a perception check retroactively.
Cool. Perception. What is that? It's cocked. Gotta respect the cock. 15.
Some of them definitely look like they might be quite valuable, like 1,000 golds per gemstones, but they're like slightly further back in the horde.
No, not taking that risk. Expeditious retreat cast on self.
Make a first roll initiative. We're gonna see which one of us, you or the Drake.
Does the ceremony apply to initiative?
All ability checks.
If it's ability checks, yeah.
Okay.
This is one of the white ones. Oh, that's not bad.
19.
Okay, you did beat it. So you cast Expeditious Retreat. Bonus action. Okay.
Yep.
You're going to run.
And then I just start to run with my
It's going to
feeling
take an attack
agility.
of opportunity.
Okay.
That is going to be a 23 to hit.
I'm going to use one of my
Chrono shifts?
Chrono shifts.
Yeah. 21.
Okay.
It's going to grapple you.
Oh, fuck.
As its prey attempts to escape. The three of you up on the cliff now hear this commotion as you watch as this M has tried to get away from this Drake. Blurta, you noticing for the first time that M is not on the cliff behind you. M is in fact down below, near the Drakes.
I don't think that kleptomaniac anywhere.
The other three Drakes now look over, and I'm going to ask all of you to please roll initiative. We're going to use your 19 for before.
Perfect. As that's happening then, I will... Oh, don't move all the way over there. That's it, thank you. Use a free action to shout, if that's okay.
Yeah,
Despite...
absolutely.
Don't come near, I've got this.
All right.
Muck respects that by rolling a 2 on initiative.
17.
Amazing. Okay, and Blurta.
11.
11. Now, do we want to get into this, or do we want to have our break first?
Possibly break first.
Maybe let's have a
Break
quick
first. My head's saying break first. So let's
That's
go and
fine.
take 10 minutes. Or let's take 7. We'll come back at 5:30, and then we'll hope M escapes from some Drakes, because that was a close call.
Before
It
we
was all
do-
going so well!
I know.
Before we do, we hit
Yes?
the 500th follower. Thank you very much, Lady Community 5. Thank you so much.
Thank you!
And thank you to the folks who've been watching along on TikTok as well. We'll see you.
Hello.
See you soon, folks.
See you soon, folks.
We're marching through the swamp like this.
We're the finger blasters, and we're here to say something.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Do you wish to consummate this marriage?
Consummate here? No. That's
Not
for
not in that
Yeah.
sense.
not,
Not in the aquarium, Alex!
not in front of the Kraken. It's just a baby.
Maybe like a scene where you got one Bollywood like on a throne kind of thing, and then all the other races as well.
Making a Bollywood supremacy cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you're gonna see is with every single breath, her tattoos start to shimmer, and then they start to grow out of her skin into real plants, and even the ones on her neck grow onto her face.
As you
That was
leave,
fun.
you see him kind of like, he's smiling, but he's also shaking his head.
We get that a lot.
Put, a hand gently on a big hand on the small of the back. Not small of the back, sorry, between the shoulder blades. Sorry, not like that. No. Between the shoulder blades. The top of the back.
Roll to seduce the goblet.
Just over the tramps now.
The dragon snorts a little bit and then says, "This conservationist, I have heard it all, and now I see that my nest has been disturbed. What a morning!" And he turns around and begins sort of like trying to tidy up bits of the nest. So, you want to advance my species, is it? How strange.
Yeah.
Murder,
Yeah.
murder.
Murder.
You're kind of.
Great. I think we should set sail again. We've sat idle long enough, Billy. I think we should sail that way, towards those particularly majestic-looking seals. I'll get the clubs.
If you come to the bathroom and come in, you'll just hear a shout going, "No Armani, no Punani."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Missed that perception check, huh? Life can be so short. Do you want to kiss me?
Now that's a fucking critical hit.
Wrong credit.
How many
Right.
nipples does M have?
Too many.
That's a good question.
Wait, what? No.
Don't cats have variable numbers of nipples?
Not
Wait,
a conversation I'm getting
variable?
into.
No, I'm vetoing this discussion. Em,
Okay.
it's your
It's a
turn. You've
science
got
fact.
action left.
So every morning they wake up and roll a d8 to figure out how many nipples they have that day.
Right, so
You've been grappled by a white silver guard drake.
okay. I can't use Misty Step.
Nope, that's a bonus action.
I am going to. Sorry, I'm just looking at the thing itself. I'm just gonna try and like wriggle my way out.
This would be an athletics check to try to break free.
Athletics check, okay. Can I use my moment of awesome?
To give yourself advantage, absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
And there's no chance you could they could use Dex.
This is athletics because you're just trying to force your way out of these drake's teeth.
That's a dirty 20.
I'm afraid the drake got a natural 20 for a total of 23.
A waste of my
You'll
fucking.
maintain within the drake's grasp.
Okay,
But
that's,
at least it didn't crit when it tried to bite you.
that's my turn.
Okay. One of the blue guard drakes sees what's happening and is going to use an action to dash over, snarls at the white drake, and starts sort of nipping at M, but can't take an attack right now. Nimbo, you're up next.
Remember I said don't come here.
Yes. So for my action, I'm going to start to like swirl my hands in the air and gather up some of the mountain mist and create a thick cloud of fog over the two drakes that are not engaged with them.
All right.
So they just kind of, hopefully to confuse them a little bit. So it's a 20-foot radius sphere.
Covers up almost the entire dragon skeleton.
Sweet, yeah. So the drakes are just kind of it's heavily obscured.
Yeah.
Blocks line of sight, all that.
Yeah. Okay.
And then for my bonus action, just in case, Shillelagh.
Shillelagh. Okay.
And I will step a little bit. I'll move a little bit left along the.
Yep.
I'll move like 10 feet left along the path, just
Okay.
like not getting too close, but just in case.
Absolutely. You hear a rumbling sound, and that's all you'll know from that drake because it's in a heavily obscured area. The one that is grappling M is excuse me, is going to lash out at you with its tail and then clench its teeth down onto you, M, making 2 attacks. So that is going to be a 9 on the tail attack, which will miss, and a 15 on the bite.
Yeah, that will make it.
Okay, so that is going to be. That is going to be 8 piercing damage and 6 cold damage, which I believe you are resistant to.
Yep, I only take half of that.
Yeah. As the drake clenches down onto you, piercing through your armor. Blurta, you're up next.
Okay, I am going to shoot 2 bolts into one that's grappling M.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit?
It does.
Does a 15 hit?
Yes, just hits.
Okay. So, first of all, let's just do my d10s. Which should have got out. But the other pertinent thing about this, so that is 24 points of force damage. The other thing is it's forced back, I believe, 20 foot, breaking the grapple.
Yeah. You are no longer grappled as one of the drakes gets shoved back.
Amazing.
By these two eldritch strikes that hit it. Blurta, anything else?
I just shout out, it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Fair enough. Sorry, Muck, you're up first.
Okay, so I know Em doesn't want us to come over there, so what I'm going to do is run like 30 meters. I think that's like here. And then I would like to ready my action so that if M falls unconscious, then I do a big jump down and grab her.
Okay, I'll allow that. Cool. Alright, the last Drake.
And I say under my breath, Drake, get your hands off that child. That's it. Thank you.
Trying to figure out the joke that was there earlier and I couldn't think of one, so I'm glad you came up with it. The other blue Drake comes rushing over, eagerly sniffing the air, and appears next to M as well. But then that is all it can do on its turn. M, your turn.
It doesn't like stub its toe in the fog, or like run into a wall or off a cliff.
It would have been a lot more confused if M still had all of their hit points.
In which case, I cast Misty Step in the direction of Muck.
Okay. One moment, please. Can you please... Misty Steps is a second level spell?
Yeah.
As you are close to these drakes, you feel something as you cast a spell that crackles through the air. You are going to take... Oh, I rolled good. 26 points of lightning damage. As your magic interacts with the electricity sparking off these drakes. But you do cast the spell.
Okay. Can you move me, please? Just like in terms of the map being a bit easier.
Yeah. So because it's up, you'd be able to get to there basically, and then scramble up the wall. Easily with your movement speed.
And I just keep running past Muck because I've got all of this movement. I can get, at this case, I can get past like
make a concentration. You need concentration checks for your expeditious retreat for all 3 times you've taken damage.
Yep. So I need to get 15, and I get 16 on the first one.
Cool.
The second one.
For the first one, the DC was 10. Actually, for all of them, the DC is 10.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I make all 3.
Cool. Yeah. Em just starts sprinting past you. As the drakes, and we can get rid of the map, please. The drakes all turn around. You watch as the 3 not in the fog cloud burrow into the ground. And you see the ground sort of pop up in places as they start burrowing through the ground, through the rock, and following you. We're going to go into a skill challenge to try to get away from these drakes.
I have been hit by lightning, so I just like all my fur has just popped out, and I'm just like a big puffball running.
Okay.
Right.
Can I kick something off with the skill challenge?
Absolutely. Yep. Everyone gets to make one suggestion.
So first of all, bonus action healing word on M.
Absolutely.
That's going to be 8 hit points.
Thank you very much. I was so close to going down.
Yeah.
I rolled
Yeah.
max on 3 of the dice I rolled for that last hit.
Oof.
So yeah.
And then for my action, can I see like the kind of the kind of Looney Tunes kind of burrowing track of these things?
Occasionally, they seem to occasionally sort of come up, almost as if they're coming up for air, but they're not.
Okay. If basically, I'm going to try and get as many of them as possible, or even just I'll do it between me and them. Actually, I'm going to just shatter some cast shatter on the ground, just to kind of disorient them, freak them out, like a depth charge to a whale.
Yeah, absolutely. And like
Science
those
fact.
who
So because whales communicate so extensively through sound, they have incredibly sensitive hearing. But with all the modern noise in the oceans, then that's starting to mess with their communication. It's also starting to mess with their hearing. And then when you add to that stuff like depth charges, nuclear tests, like building oil rigs and things like that, dynamiting holes in reefs for trade ships to get through, then it because of the way that water transmits sound much more powerfully than air, it really, really, really messes them up.
nerd dice for you, and this is also why the U.S. military is one of the biggest funders of research into whales, because they do have to comply with environmental regulations, and they do a lot of testing of bombs and shit, which causes a lot of sound damage to whales. So they fund a lot of research to see exactly how these things affect whales, so they can try to keep up with the regulations.
I mean, the U.S. military does a lot of research into the consequences of its actions. They don't do anything about it, though, do they?
No.
Like when they were testing nukes on the Marshall Islands, they took away a bunch of people to test the effects of radiation poisoning on them. So
this is a less fun fact, like the fact that Bacardi, the liquor brand, is or was for a time, I'm not sure if they still are, the #1 funder of bat conservation.
Because of their logo.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's a nice one.
Counter-revolutionaries.
Oh God, the bat.
Yes.
Batman is a rich vigilante, so
yeah, that's a fed.
I'm going to cancel that out again by a not fun opposite thing.
No, let's not bad.
No,
stuff.
we're leaving it on bat conservation.
No. But it's connected though. So, people, what's it called? Tasmanian devils have a disease where they get contagious tumors basically all over the face. And so because of the popularity of Taz, the Tasmanian devil, people decided to approach Disney to say, you've got this mascot. And they were like, no, he's not a Tasmanian devil. We want nothing to do with this at all because they're dicks. And that's
also, Warner Brothers, not Disney, right?
Warner Brothers, Warner Brothers, not Disney.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Looney Tunes is Warner Brothers.
Yes.
But they wouldn't save their
Nope.
Nimbo has a nerd dice and also got a success on the skill challenge. So another suggestion from someone, please.
This big puffball cat is going to turn to everybody else and go, "Get in the bag." I'm running.
You are so far ahead of them, though, with your expeditious retreat.
I can run back.
It's okay. You would have to stop and wait. That's fine. You can do that.
I'll tell you right now, Muck's not going in the bag.
Trust
cursed.
me.
Everything's cursed.
No, this is fine. The only thing I'm not sure is I don't think that Blurter can get in the bag, but you two could.
Why can't Blurter get in the bag?
Because Blurter's weird eye thing.
Oh, you can't put an
You
eye in a
can't
bag.
do that.
You know what? It's not allowed.
So before we get to M trying to put people in a bag,
this is crazy.
Muck and Blurta, you've got time for a skill check or a spell or something like that before you even catch up to M to have this conversation, shouting while you're running.
I'm just checking how something of mine works. Bear with me
absolutely.
a second.
Rachel, if you've
I just want to run really fast and
Make
make
an
an
athletics
check. Thank you.
Yes, this is always an option on a skill challenge.
So that's 13 plus 8, 21.
Absolutely a success. As you start, like, you're not catching up to M yet because M's supernaturally powered at the minute. But you're like, it's like the scene in Avengers. You're the Falcon, and M's passing you constantly on your left. But you're keeping up. You're keeping up.
Nice.
How far away is M from me?
Oh God, gonna make me do math.
I mean, just
100
approximately.
100 feet.
Okay, so
You'll catch up. M's like is like jogging in place slowly backwards. While
in which case,
yelling at you.
I'm just going to use bonus action elemental gift of flight, and then fly 60 foot directly upwards.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're getting left behind by the others, but you are out of danger from these things.
I'm just got my arms crossed the whole time because, goddamn, their hijinks got us into this nonsense.
Are you staying up there, or are you going to move along?
I'm going to move along, but just right now, I just wanted to get as far from the drakes as possible.
Yes, that's fine. Absolutely. Nimbo and Muck, you've caught up to M. M's yelling at you to get in the bag.
Trust me.
Are you high? I'm not going to fit.
No, you will fit. This is a magic bag. You can climb into the bag, and I can run really fast right now.
Look, I trust you, but if I die, I'm going to haunt the fuck out of you.
You have 10 minutes. It's fine.
Surely it's 5 if there's 2 of them in there.
Okay, Nimbo, you're gonna go ahead and make either an athletics or an acrobatics check to get into the bag while you're all while you're all moving.
Can I help to like shove?
Depends on the check that what kind of check's Nimbo gonna do.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna do athletics. I'm
Are you
not a
proficient
dexterous
in
guy.
Athletics.
No.
I'll help.
Okay, Muck can help on this one. I'll allow that.
You just like hold it really wide.
It stretches quite far.
13?
13. You're trying to get in, and you're half in, and your legs are sticking out, and I'm starting to drop the bag as you didn't realize that while Nimbo's getting in the bag, Nimbo weighs a lot. So you all sort of start tripping over each other, trying to correct.
Nimbo's like hopping along on one leg, like one leg in the bag.
Pretty much, you're like dragging M down to the ground. Blurta, you're flying, arms crossed, watching all of this happen as you spot about 30 feet away. A drake pops up out of the ground and starts running after you, like legs whirlwinding, body undulating back and forth in order to.
That lizard run where it's just like
it's
front
the
crawl.
Komodo dragon running.
Yeah.
Did Muck help with Nimble getting in the bag though? Was that not?
Did you roll twice?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Muck's trying to help, but that just means there's 3 people holding onto the bag currently, which is making things a little difficult. Alright, I need another check as one of the drakes is starting to catch up.
Are we? So we're not in initiative, are we?
You're not in initiative, no.
Okay.
No.
So
you're close to getting away. You need another success, though.
How far is the drake from the edge?
You're like the terrain has changed slightly, so it's not super close if you're thinking of blasting it off. You can try.
Yeah, may as well.
Okay, go ahead and make 2 attacks.
One of them misses, one of them hits.
Okay, yeah, that's not going to be enough. As you blast into the side, it falls over, it stumbles. It is partially slowed down, but you've not gotten away yet because you didn't manage to knock it off.
I'm just following at hovering speed, just being like, still arms crossed. Just
World's worst Sith Lord.
As we're kind of like running along, but like 3 of us running along, me hopping, one leg in, one leg out.
Yes.
I'm gonna kind of turn over my shoulder and kind of and I'm going to cast Gust of Wind, which means that to move closer to us is double movement, and they need to make a strength check or be blasted back 15 feet.
I'm not going to roll for them. That is your final success that you needed. As this gust of wind, you blast it out behind you. At the same time, you manage to get your other foot into the bag finally, and you just thump. And you close the bag. You and Muck keep running. Blurta, you watch from above as these drays first get blasted back. The one that you'd sent closer to the edge, now scrambling off the side of the cliff. Several of them, after a moment, after realizing they can't get closer this way, they dive underground again. But the 4 of you are too far away at this point. They've lost the ability to track M, and you managed to get away clean. Nimbo.
Can I come out now?
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, you could just stay there if you like just with your head poking out. Have a rest.
What's it like in here, good God?
See, it turns out it was a bag of colding, and you now have hypothermia.
My metagaming head was like, please don't be a bag of devouring. Please don't be a bag of devouring.
You are the bag man now, I'm afraid. Actually, a giant furball who's there to talk to you about God.
God. The bag
Gods.
They're siblings, did you know? It is pitch black. And you don't have dark vision. It's kind of stuffy.
I cast light on my amulet.
Okay. Lit up, you spot. First of all, there's only 3 other things. Oh, sorry, no. There's 5 other things in this bag with you. The things M picked up previously. The raven figurine, this bottle, this wooden crate, an hourglass, and a sketchbook. Beyond that, you can't see the edges of the space you're in. It echoes. And even
so
with...
it does have edges.
It appears to, but you don't know where they are. And as you walk about the space, they don't appear either. And yet the opening also stays vaguely in the same place the whole time.
This is interesting, but it's making me feel a little bit motion sick. I think I'm going to go up top. We safe?
I think
Nimbo, do you feel cursed?
I mean, existentially or right now?
Just, I guess I felt fine most of the time. I was cursed. Oh God. Okay, just get out the bag. We'll deal with this at some point.
I believe there's a wonderful spell called Detect Curse. I might be wrong about that. At the very least, Identify will help you.
Identify, it does.
Identify, that's it, yeah.
Right. I mean, I think we're safe right now.
I just said we need to have a talk.
Don't you start.
Don't I start?
No.
You just went off on the mission that nearly got you killed. That you weren't getting support from the rest of us.
Yeah, to be fair, that is Blurter behavior.
I will look at Nimbo and be like, no.
I'm sorry. I was just messing.
I wasn't acting alone there.
No, I've got to level with you. Honestly, I was being a bit of a dick. I should have trusted everyone with this information. But I saw an opportunity to potentially get some help from some magic items that might have been in that dragon's hoard. I didn't want to make a big fuss out of it because I thought, we could just do it quickly and quietly. The more of us are doing it, then the more risk there would be of causing a commotion, and then
you
it didn't go
didn't
to plan.
ask the person who has the skill set to do that very easily and safely.
Yeah, in retrospect, being open with everyone about it probably would have been the best course. I just, Em tends to think things through, and like one of your best qualities is that you're quite impulsive.
I wouldn't say M's not impulsive.
No,
That's
I would agree with that, but we did plan what we were doing.
Who's we? I saw it. I kept moving. I kept my mouth shut. I'm looking out for curses. I got my eyes where they need to be. Strategy.
Look.
Yeah, you're right.
I get that I am something of a wild card sometimes, but sometimes my skill set is the best suited for the job. And just the same, I'm not the best at healing, I'm not the best at wizarding, but if you want something stolen, ask me about it, because I can either do it or I can help you do it. And then none of us get attacked by fucking dragons.
You're not the best at fighting. I'm the best at fighting.
I am not the best at fighting. I am the best at hovering invisibly, though.
But you know what? You're right. We should have respected that and respected everyone and you. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
But
Team.
should we check out what we got?
Yes.
When we get to town. When we get to town.
Okay, let's make sure we're somewhere safe. Yeah. On the subject of curses,
You make your way further down the mountain, past the portal to the Feywild, which is still shimmering behind some bushes. Yarrow longingly glances at them, but follows you. Eventually, you reach the intersection, which separated, where you split off from the path towards the Temple of Vias earlier. And instead of heading in that direction, you make your way back to Elmsford. Arriving in the very early evening. Are you heading back to your tavern, or are you going somewhere else?
Didn't we want to ask your gran?
I think it'd be nice to let her know about what happened in the mountains as well.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah.
So her neighbours are the werebear and stuff. Is it safe?
Yes.
Oh, we will need to keep our eyes open. Yeah.
Yeah.
I put my cloak back on. Am I still wearing my cloak? I don't know.
I always assume you're wearing your cloak.
As we get into the neighborhood, I will disguise myself. I'll use disguise self, and I'll be just some average human person, very nondescript.
You man.
Em, are you disguising yourself?
I'm going to my grandma's. I'm not disguising myself.
Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. All right. You make your way back to your grandmother's house. Your grandmother, whose name I do have somewhere. Where are you? Your grandma Muse. She greets you, lets you in, looks slightly confused at the human version of Nimbo before registering what's going on, and shows you back into the sitting room before fetching you all more hot chocolates. Clara, the were-eagle, comes downstairs and joins you as well. She looks a lot better than she did when you first encountered her. She's clearly been well fed since she arrived here, and she looks still tense, still worried, but not nearly as much as she had been before. Well, you look a bit worse for wear, Emerald?
Oh, I'm fine. It's just trying something new.
Your grandmother comes in and starts fussing over you, brings out some salves and bandages and starts patching you up.
I'm fine. It's fine.
Are you still really fluffy?
Probably.
Fluffy.
She starts combing you.
She does. She also casts Cure Wounds.
No.
Right, well, I think you'd all better tell me what's been going on. I mean, I've got a wonderful guest who said that she's going to help you, but I don't actually know what's happening.
Lots has happened since we last visited. Where to begin, really? But we just got back from the mountains, which was interesting.
Are you okay there?
You know, weirdly, I feel better than I have in a long time.
Good. Good, I'm glad to hear that.
But we do have something we want to do going forward. We have there's no better way to just come out and say it. We're going to kill the mayor.
Well,
Mayoricide.
I mean, I'll admit, it's not something I've ever done myself, but I assume it has something to do with how you came to me.
Yeah, but also how Clara came to you too.
I have gathered that.
Not just about me. This is about so much more, including my 3 friends.
And the plan, you know, we're not just on a kind of mission of vengeful death. We're hoping maybe we can help some people who are, you know, currently suffering at the mayor's hands. You know, set some people free, make Elmsford a better place.
Oh, I think that's quite a noble goal. Is there any way I can help? I'm afraid I'm a bit old to go off and assassinate people, but
I think age is just a number for you on those things. You're talking yourself down, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna put you in danger, even though I know you'd.
I would help you.
You'd be able to handle it.
I'd also have to move afterwards, and I do quite like this house.
It is a lovely house.
It is nice. I like it. I missed it.
But if you do want me to come...
No, I don't think that's... You keep yourself safe.
I certainly do that.
We are looking for some information, though, which I don't know whether something you could maybe help us with.
I can certainly try.
The mayor has this warehouse.
Calls it the Mayor House.
I'm not sure we have. I don't know if we've got clarification on that. It's a working title.
Yeah.
You say clarification.
Hey.
I hate all of you. Well, I mean, there are quite a few warehouses in the city.
What about like?
Sure.
So we know what district it was in between, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know where Clara escaped, so...
Oh, that was she was on a carriage. Yeah. She was in a carriage.
She was in a carriage. She hadn't been on the carriage for very long. So it's probably within, you know, like 5 blocks of there. But sure. Which district it's in, you're not sure.
And Clara, do you have an idea of how big the building was from the inside?
It was bigger than I could see, at least. But there were quite... I think we were underground. It was quite large. But the warehouse might be smaller than that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that makes things trickier then.
Above table, my brain is just thinking, warehouse, where bear, where like, is it just a house?
I've already made that joke in the chat, Sam.
Have you?
Stealing my joke.
I didn't see it.
I've not seen it.
That's good. Yeah,
it's in the private chat.
Yeah, so I don't have that chat open.
It is WARE. It looked to Clara like some kind of storage facility, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Underground.
Yeah. With the description from Clara of approximately where she escaped from, though, Muse is able to narrow down the area for you of where the warehouse might be. So let me see if I can draw that on the city map. Let's see. It is approximately, not the best color. It is probably, that really wasn't, I picked red as a color, which is not a good idea.
I can see it.
It's okay, I can see it.
Okay.
So close to where the Crest Guard's office is.
Close to the Crest Guard's office, it is probably in one of the 3 city blocks within that.
Okay.
I mean,
Fennec Fox looking shape.
Could we just go along there and we know there's magic stored in there, so just Nimbo has a bit of detect magic up. You see which one pings.
That might work. It doesn't always. Like the magical auras can be blocked by a certain amount of stone, a certain amount of metal. Yeah, 1 foot of stone will block it. So I don't know if that'll come through a basement.
Should we maybe think about places that would be a good front for it? Like, I don't know what the district is like, if it is just like, lots of warehouses, or is it going to be something like a tavern that would have deliveries going in and out and underground storage for booze and things like that?
So all 3 of these blocks have a mixture of shops, warehouses, and homes in them.
Okay.
So it could be any one of those. Clara does say that she thinks it's unlikely with the amount of stuff and creatures that was inside that there wouldn't be some kind of protection on the storage facility.
The other point is, Clara, did you get a good look at the carriage as you were escaping? Was there anything distinctive about that? Okay.
It was just a big carriage.
Were you put in the carriage when you were still inside and the carriage came out? Or were you taken outside and put in the carriage?
Come on, girl, think!
I'm gonna roll a wisdom check to see whether or not she actually remembers, because it was a
Can I guide her?
experience. You absolutely can. Oh, that's cocked. Okay. She thinks really hard. No, they gave me something that made me really sleepy.
Oh, you gave me
And
things like that when I was young, Granny.
She just looks at the bottle of rum.
And then at the bottle of chloroform.
They carried me out of where I was and up and then outside, and I heard something. I think it was chickens.
Okay.
Now that could be very helpful.
Mm.
So
Were they
are we
were
going after the
chickens?
mayor now? I didn't see any were chickens. That doesn't sound fun.
So
But
we
they
don't
were
want
chickens. Okay.
where.
Where were the were chickens?
But Clara, you asked whether we're going after the mayor right now. We don't want to rush into this. We do want to act with a certain amount of pace, but we also, you know, he's a powerful man. He's probably got dangerous people around him. We need to get more information, and we feel like if we can find the place where you were being held, then maybe there might be some other people like us there who would be grateful for being let out. And, you know, even if they don't want to or can't help us take down the mayor, at least we've broken them out. And there might be a couple of them who have some information or some abilities that would make taking on a powerful guy like the mayor a bit safer.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's sensible. I mean, I'm not super keen to, rush straight into.
I mean, we could, for instance, have a bit of a flyover.
I would prefer to not do that.
Oh, I meant me do that.
You can do what you like, I guess.
But that might help us identify what's going on within the blocks.
It might be a little conspicuous.
Not if I do it invisibly, as we have established today that I can do.
Oh yeah, because your flight is not a spell, is it? It's your.
It does only last a minute.
I thought it was 10.
I thought it was 1. Regardless, there is a time limit on it that probably you wouldn't be able to closely examine all 3 blocks within that time.
Yeah,
flying.
Flyover possible.
If we can narrow it down a little bit,
yeah.
by like listening for chickens or something.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
Or spotting like conspicuous guards or stuff like that.
I also have plans for the future now, knowing that you can do that. If we ever need to get in anywhere, the 3 of us can all climb into the back, and you can airdrop us in.
Sure, or I can Misty Step, or like I have options.
Well, you said you wanted to fly invisibly. I'm giving you that option.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to, skydive.
You're going to get the build wingsuits for all of you.
Granny, have you ever killed a hag?
Oh, good
This is
question.
probably
Killed a hag.
Have you ever
I
met a
haven't.
hag?
One of my close friends killed a hag once. She was very talented. My friend, not the hag. The hag might have also been talented, but she was dead by the time my friend was done with her.
The hag was an incredible flautist.
It was quite a while ago, though. Why do you ask?
Well, we need to kill 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
within the
More
next
coven.
day.
They're sea hags, though.
Oh, that should be doable.
But we don't want to see hags. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I think the mountain air might have gotten to all of you.
I mean, we've had a rough day, but yeah, these hags, they tricked us into a deal, and it's not a deal that we can really fulfill our end of without making pretty big sacrifices. So
Always better not to fulfill a deal with hags, from my experience. At least from what my friends have told me.
And just like with the mayor, we figured if maybe we could take him out, then that would also be a gift to the area.
Certainly, yes.
Call it community
my
service.
friend. Very good. My friend fought a night hag, which I believe are a bit more. They pack a bit of more of a punch than a sea hag does.
I'm sorry, but my brain won't stop going. Day hag. Phantom of the night hag.
God, they're gonna be like monk hags that are masters of karate.
Okay, I'm back.
This is like the succulent Chinese meal reference, and then looking at Alex's face to be like, no idea what you're on.
We'll discuss it at our next catch-up meeting.
Okay. The most concerning thing about hags in a coven is their ability to cast spells. You kill one, they lose that ability.
Okay, but so they can only cast one between them, or they can all cast them.
They can all cast them, as long as they're within a certain distance of each other.
I've heard that hags are more powerful than threes. It's a magic number.
This is true. Yes.
So I guess if we focus on knocking one leg off the stool, then the other two will fall over easy.
Is it like that maiden, mother, and crone thing?
Possibly. Depends on the hags.
So maybe, Nimbo, you need to seduce the maiden and thus break their power.
I don't think that's a good idea.
The maiden. I can seduce a maiden. You're counting me out for all the wrong
Completely
things.
agree, Mark. Also, I don't think either of us should do it. I feel like the amount of dalliance we've had so far has not ended well. I think maybe we want to disengage rather than engage.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I could do it, but sure.
We don't doubt it, but we're already too
Thanks,
close to
guys.
the bone. We don't need to go even closer.
Also, there's no evidence that would work at all.
So take one of them out, and that reduces their power.
I mean, do you want, if we're doing that then, like, I presume I would be on defense and I can negate 2 spells that they cast, potentially. But then I will be tapped for any big guns. So that's a balance we should decide. You want me on defense? You want me on offense? I am very offensive. But defensive.
What do we think?
I'm going to be hitting them, just to let you know.
Wait, I will take the bag out and take the things out of the bag. Does think any of these things will help us?
Kylie, is any of this cursed?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure about that. You'll need to have someone identify them.
Could I Arcana check them now?
You can Arcana check them. It won't tell you if they're cursed.
Well, yeah, but will it tell me what they are in broad terms?
So spending a bit of time figuring it out in Granny Muse's living room, you do manage to get a sense of what each of them are. You've got your bag of holding. The hourglass and the sketchbook are both non-magical. The bottle contains an oil of etherealness. The raven figurine is a silver raven figurine of wondrous power, which allows you to summon said raven and cast animal messenger on it. And the box, you start to open it up and then realize it's not gonna fit in the room and quickly fold it back. It appears to be a folding boat.
Oh, sick!
Of course.
Well, that's helpful.
I'm so glad we didn't walk past it.
First thought is that Raven should be blurted so that you can be like you can have your own Hugin or Mugen.
I mean,
you've got the eye
also.
patch, yeah. You've already got the Odin eye patch.
Also, maybe if we hold off on like bonding magically with these items until the morning, then I will have the magical reserves needed to break any curses if needs be.
Good
Well,
idea.
should we be spending your magic in general tomorrow? If we're
I don't
gonna-
have that spell ready today.
Well, yes, but if we're going to have to fight the hags tomorrow,
We have 2 days.
True.
I thought that was a day coming back.
You've got 1 day left, and then they'll come for you the day after.
Right. Okay.
So maybe, do we know which ones of them would need a tuning, if any?
I would need to double check. I don't think any of them do.
Wow. I think we're quite happy that the bag isn't evil, or at least I am.
Yeah.
that we know of.
It's
I
just
mean,
a
I got
bag
in it.
man.
You got
Yeah.
you were very
You
closely
aren't actually
acquainted.
Nimbo anymore. You're just like Bag Nimbo, who's almost exactly the same, but secretly evil.
Roll insight.
Yeah. None of
Natural
the
20.
magic items.
Ah!
None of the magic. None of the magic items require attunement.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, I don't need the
Which
bag.
should
but-
tell you metagaming about whether or not they are cursed.
Yeah.
In that case,
Usually.
do we want to start heading out towards where the hags were with our folding boat?
Shall we rest up and then set off in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, that oil of
Is-
etherealness might be handy for getting into buildings.
Yes.
Oh.
Are you gonna sleep on Granny Muse's living room floor, or are you heading back to the inn?
I think I want to stay here for the night.
Yeah, it feels safe. Is it safe?
So you can all leave if you want. I'll happily curl up at the fire.
Well, we don't want to, take up too much space, but also, with the amount of danger we're all in, it might be best if we stay together.
Yeah.
If that's okay with you, Granny. Is that alright if I call you Granny?
Sure, of course.
Just to throw it out there. So, oil of etherealness. That might seem like a good thing for us to use in a heist, but it would functionally separate one of the hags from the others.
If we opened the bottle and rubbed this oil all over.
I mean, it doesn't seem we have
I
to
think
rub it.
It takes 10 minutes to apply.
Oh, you can't just lob the bottle at them.
You cannot just throw the bottle at
It's
someone.
more of a lotion, I think. So, if we're going back to the seduction plan, then massaging a hag's bunions.
Getting in off all the crevices.
You know she got boils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her boils got boils.
Her boils have got boils that have got hair.
I'm so sorry to all of the people watching tonight. I don't know what's going on.
Well, if we rest up for the night and pick this all up tomorrow.
Yeah, and then we can go deal with the hags, and then do some warehouse research, and then Clara, if at any stage you want to get involved in that side of the plan, we can link
I'd
up.
like to not be involved in the hag side of the plan.
Oh no. We know. We meant
Yeah.
we meant the Elmsford stuff.
Yes, I'll come along to the warehouse.
Yeah, we got ourselves into the hag problem. We'll get ourselves out.
Great. Well, you just come and get me afterwards, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be here for tonight. So, fancy a drink?
True. I don't drink, but thank you. I'll
No worries.
keep you company.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
No, I'm joking, yeah.
I'm gonna go to my bedroom.
Okay. There's only 2 bedrooms in the house, and Clara has clearly been given your bed for the time being. Though she does offer it back to you, knowing that she is a guest.
No, it's okay. You've been using it. I'll sleep downstairs.
All right. You go up to your bedroom.
What does M's bedroom look like?
I think it would be fairly simple. Very much trying to keep the aesthetic in mind of mountain air. So, not meaning like rocks around the room or anything like that, but just places that I can hide. So like pieces of furniture that are enough to obscure me. If I ever got in a mood, I could run and hide behind, and Granny wouldn't find me.
There's like a wardrobe with like a little kind of like rail along the top so you can hide behind.
There's a really old,
There is
battered cardboard box
And there's those climbing things along the wall.
I look behind a little wooden slat on the wall to look for a small green bag.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Pocket that. And I'll just let Yarrow down onto my shoulder to look out the window towards the mountains.
I know we were on a bit of a tight schedule, but do you reckon we could go through that portal someday?
Well, I think as we talked about, I think once this is all done, I'm up for it. But I don't know that it'll still be there. We can certainly
find another one.
We'll find something. Where do portals like that take you? Like you said, it's back where you're from, but where would we? Where would we appear? The Feywild is a whole
I don't know.
parallel plane.
It is.
So we could.
I don't know. I mean, I've been
there, and
yeah. That's the exciting part. It's an adventure. I've been in this plane for like 2,000 years. I don't know where the portals go.
2,000 years is a long time.
Yeah, I got trapped there when they sealed the plains.
Do you know where you got family back there, right?
Probably.
And time works differently.
Yeah. Oh, they'll be fine.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Oh, they will be. They will be.
Well, if there's the chance, we'll go.
Great.
But
wonderful.
We're not going alone. So if we're going, we need to convince other people to come with us.
Oh, we can bring the big one, the other big one, and the littler one. Maybe the bird one. That one seems cool.
I don't know.
The big one's horny girlfriend. The other big one's horny.
No. No, he's not coming with us. No.
What? The horny girlfriend can come and her sibling can't.
Oh, the other tiefling.
No, not the tiny one. The tiny one, absolutely not.
Right. Okay, good.
You could age him up using the portal, so he was no longer underage and weird.
He's just weird. It's not his age that's the problem.
Yeah,
You say this like you've never met a 15-year-old, Sam.
Yeah, I don't like him.
To any 15-year-olds watching, you're great.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Oh, welcome.
Oh, I don't know what.
Don't
I don't
listen
know what
to your
Twitch's
mean aunt and
cutoff
uncle.
is. Either hello or no, you shouldn't be on this website. I don't know the rules and regulations.
Well, if it comes to it, we'll go on a Feywild adventure.
That sounds great. I'd love that for us.
Maybe we'll just take you home.
I mean, I don't mind hanging out with you.
Yeah, I don't mean to leave, but just to see what home's like.
Oh no, yeah, you can come and meet my my brothers and their wives and their wives
How many of them are
and
there?
my wives.
Wait, you got more than one wife?
You don't?
I'm a teenager.
Forget
man.
you're a kid sometimes. Things work differently in the Feywild.
Lots of wives. Are they all piker like you?
Oh, this isn't what I look like normally.
Wait. What?
You pick the shape that I take.
What do you normally look like then?
Magnificent.
That's not an answer, Yarrow.
If I had thumbs, I'd draw it for you.
The next time that something bad happens to you, I'm
Give
gonna
me
try.
thumbs.
I'm gonna try bringing you back as something else, and you tell me if that's what you look like.
Sounds great. A game. I like it.
You are so weird.
Yep.
I'm glad you're here.
Me too.
I take out the alchemy jug and pour us both a beer. And
You get your thimble.
You're not meant to drink, but in a one-off.
I don't need to drink, but I do.
I also take the little green bag of catnip out and like push some over.
Oh no, that's not mine. No, no, thank you.
No.
Nope.
Maybe you'll grow to like it. And...
Yeah. Like you would grow to like vegetables.
No, don't take the piss. You know I'm an obligate carnivore.
And on that note, the four of you eventually settle down to sleep and wake up the next morning, intent to go kill some hags and stalk a mare. And we will be back with that next week for more Witness to Ruin, as the storyline is starting to come to an end, but we're not quite there yet. So I'm so glad you decided to go and get that treasure, because I put that boat there for a reason. But there we go. You got it. I'm proud of you.
Me as player was like, of course I want to get the shiny things and the money and the objects. But Nimbo was like, let's be safe about it.
It was a fun dilemma to throw at you. On this note, I believe none of you have a moment of awesome currently, so please go ahead and select your MVP.
I enjoyed Blurter telling us off.
Yeah. Fair.
Never thought I'd see the day.
Blur to the sensible.
Yeah.
Is that 3 votes for Blurta, Sam?
M's bedroom and like M and the arrow. That was a nice bit as well.
Yeah. I enjoyed
M's catnip moment. Yeah, M and the arrow is very cute.
I was also going, it's like, what the fuck's in this bag? I mean, yes, it's in the bedroom, but what the fuck is it? Oh, of course, it's catnip.
Yeah.
Is it like in the sock drawer? Right at the bottom.
In a hidden compartment that Granny Muse absolutely built into the room.
Definitely knows it's there.
He's a cool Granny.
Really like Nimbo's chat with Vias. And
Yes, yeah.
Long time coming.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, Nimbo reconnected with his god.
Reconnected in a slightly awkward way.
Reconnected and was then instantly threatened by him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you call up like a parent or something, and they're like, "Oh, that's lovely to hear from you. Why haven't you called?"
Yeah.
All right. Blurta,
Right, so-
Nimbo, M. Anything cool Muck did?
Nah.
You had a quite quiet session, because we didn't get like directly into a fight.
No.
But I really enjoyed your everything's cursed and I don't want anything to do with it.
Once bitten.
Threw one cursed item at the party, and Blurta's still cursed with a different curse, but I guess you guys don't know about that one yet.
It's just never come up.
No.
I have had it the past twice, so it shouldn't be me.
Yeah. All right.
So we've got sensible Blurter, we've got cursed paranoid Muck, or we've got awkward phone call to your parents, Nimbo.
I say Blurter for the kind of... It was slightly different kind of personality switch for a little bit for us to get his indignant moment of how we treated them.
And especially because
arms floating.
And especially because we just started off the day with a conversation about how like we are like not fully adults yet, and there's all this responsibility on us. And then the two sensible ones of the group made a dumb decision, and the normally loose cannon one had to keep us in, had to call us in, and that was a moment of kind of growing up, I think.
Yeah.
It was very fun to
It
watch.
was so close to working as well. Like
it was yeah, I got really lucky with the dice rolls for that first Drake. All right, Blurta gets the MVP for next session, and that's where we're gonna wrap up. So hopefully Rachel and Sam and Alex, is Alex gonna be there on Friday?
no, Alex isn't playing anymore.
Alex is not playing.
Switching
Sam
things up a
and
little bit.
Rachel will hopefully see everyone on Friday for our Crab Museum one shot Under the Claw.
Above the claw. Above the claw.
Above the claw. Above the claw. Slightly different.
Claw
Above the
adjacent.
claw.
Yeah, claw
7 p.m. BST right here on Science and Sorcery on Twitch or TikTok. Hello, TikTok.
I guess.
So that's where the 15-year-olds are.
No.
If Sam insults the 15-year-olds, Rachel, you have my permission to fire him. We'll be back next Sunday with more Witness to Ruin. We'll see you then, folks. Good night.
Night.